Howdy, howdy, howdy. So today I will be back to coding some more. So in the last few days, I've been doing a fair amount of marketing research, just trying to learn more about the competition games, the things that other games are out there doing, what mine is going to be doing, as well as what they're not doing. What is it that makes my game stand out? Because you got to have a niche. You got to have something that makes your game different from everybody else's. So far, I think I'm pretty good. Yes, there are some factors. In fact, if I really looked around, somebody could probably find 90% of the features I'm planning in other games. Not in any one game, but in other games. From PC versions of games to Android versions of games, which were all I looked at. And even some web versions have a lot of the functionality and features that I'm hoping to implement into my game. But what none of them have is enough of what I want in a game. And what does that mean? I mean, am I saying that what I want is better than anyone else's? No, but what I am saying is that I feel like I have a different view of what's important in a video game than what a lot of these other developers doing GM simulations for football do. And one of them is visual, right? I like gamey looking games. One of the problems, in fact, to some extent, even my game's going to have it. A lot of these GM games have have an issue that comes out, and it's basically starts to look like a document sheet, just a bunch of spreadsheets, a bunch of numbers, a bunch of visuals that, yes, is probably necessary to some extent. But there's a few games out there that have done stuff that's a little more, I don't know if I want to say better, because I think the list function works. I mean, for what a GM game is. But I'm desperately looking for a solution that allows me to minimize that, which might mean putting less features or less detail in some of this stuff. And I have to ask myself, of all that detail that's there, is it all necessary? And does it all have to be present at every screen? Maybe there's a way that you can have the important stuff up front and then you can dig down for other stuff. Some people might say, no, you got to have it all on the same screen. And maybe, but you remember, I'm also trying to set this up to work on Android. And I want this to be a game you can play and manage your team on an Android device. And honestly, not everybody's got a foldable like I do. So it's got to be something that can be worked with on a regular phone. So I'm thinking something like a fantasy football manager, like ESPN's, where you can kind of see some fields and you scroll left and right to see the additional fields. But again, those just are very much just like document, data management layouts. And I really want something that looks a little bit more gamey. So I'm thinking games like, in fact, there are features in my game that none of those will have. They're definitely more gamey. As I take hybrid approaches to my game versus others. So I want it to be something more appealing to even I may even have modes where you don't do a lot of other stuff other than just run the Sims. You do enough to kind of give you other things to do, but the simulations can be very basic. And even those people, if they want to, could go play against people who are going all in on their detail and their simulations. If you're playing in a league, the only difference is you may not do as well. It might be motivating to find out, why, to try to beat those teams. You would have to decide if you want to be in on those leagues. I think it'd be good just to have modes and I'm going to have different league versions from you know, single season to franchise mode to, and I've got a lot of, I was just laying out the details on the plans for what I want for the franchise mode to be. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to be built. And what I've been trying to do is start to create, one of the things I'm having a little bit of a planning issue. Okay, so I've got my planning structure here. Several of the features I want to have in my game. And why is this suddenly all minimized? Is it because it's too small? Something made this thing compress. I don't know why it's all compressed. Inbox, don't have anything in there. Dashboards. I don't even have a dashboard. I haven't gotten into that level of, oh, here's my spaces, but it's not locked. It's suddenly something made my spaces collapse. But anyway, so I've got this. This is only part of what everything I've got in here. I've been slowly adding them in. A lot of it's in my OneNote, and so I've been pulling in various features and functionality of this app. One of the things I need to do is start creating an immediate board, things I'm working on right now, which means it's probably time to start setting up sprints. And I haven't done that yet, mostly because I just haven't. So, and I'm not even sure how to do a sprint in ClickUp. There's got to be a way. I think I saw it somewhere. It's like add to sprint or make it a sprint item. Goals. I don't know why. How do I make my board pop back out? Oh, is this it? Okay, there it is. Yeah. Okay, so this is the game here. I do need, there's got to be a way to add sprints, right? How do you do that? Simple time tracking, team reporting, home, agenda, lineup. I don't know what a lineup is. AI stand-up. Write a stand-up. Use ClickUp AI to create a recurring summary of recent activities. All right, let's do that. It's AI. I don't have to do anything. How do I do a sprint? Does anybody know? I know there's nobody there. I'm just saying. I don't know. Let's see here. I want to start doing sprints. I got to start having things I can check off during the week. And these are my recent items. These things I've created. Add calendar integrations. Thinking about going to a game meetup, game developers meetup tomorrow. I have it on my schedule, but let's see what this says. How? All right. Is it possible to create agile sprints in ClickUp? If so, how? Enable the Sprints Click app. Go to your workspace settings, navigate to Click apps. All right. Settings? Nope. App Center? Oh, it's a whiteboard. Huh, nice. I might need that later. I have a meeting later with somebody. Okay, where are my click apps? Go to workspace. Oh, workspace settings. Okay. Navigate to the click app section and enable sprint. Group views by type. Create group. Automations. All space settings. Default view, task statuses, click apps. Click apps. Oh. I have sprints. It's on. I set that. It's already set. Okay. Inside the sprint folder. Oh, in your workspace, create. Oh, I think I saw that. All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to go here. Sprint folder. Aha. Aha. Inside the sprint folder, click on the button to create a new sprint. All right, we'll just call this sprint progress. Measure of effort, sprint points, time estimates. You know, I have a real problem with sprint points. I think they're dumb. I was doing it for years at my last job. And the whole sprint points, I don't know. The whole sprint point system seems dumb to me. It's like different levels of easy. Like some things can be easy and take 3 days. Some things can be easy and take, it just means they're too big is all it means, right? So, but easy to me implies time. How much time effort is it? Because anytime you have something that's bigger, that takes longer, it's more complicated. Just because there's more room for things that you didn't foresee. Small items, add a heading to a table, or add a heading to a page. That's small. You're probably not going to have any unforeseen problems, most likely. And so it's a 1. It's easy. A 2, add a paragraph, add a button to a page. That button might be a little bit more complex because you also need to have it save a new field. I don't know, just whatever. It's small, it's easy, but you could run into some issues. Maybe, you have to connect to the database connections you might not understand fully. All these things are just a little bit more complicated. You call it a 2, but there is a chance. To me, sprint points are a recognition of the possibility of problems. And the bigger it is, the more possibility of problems. If you ever take an 8, it's often going to take longer than you think, just because there's stuff going on that's big. I'm going to go with sprint points just because that is the norm. But because in my mind, I associate time anyway to my sprint points. How long is it going to take me to get done? Again, I'm of the feeling that sprint day, I don't know, sprint duration, 2 weeks works. I'll go with 2 weeks. Why not? I mean, I've always felt like 2 weeks is almost too little. But for small development with small teams, it's probably easier. You got to get through things. I am not a fan totally of Monday starts. Stuff happens. Mondays are just days that things can get out of whack. So I'm going to set it at Tuesday. To me, a Tuesday or a Thursday even. A Thursday is good. Let's go with a Thursday. I like the idea of wrapping things up before Friday. And then, sometimes you get started on things the following Monday. Things happen, Friday's just a day. I like the idea of wrapping things up before Friday. Or getting things set up for the next week prior to Friday. Because again, people might not be around if you are working with other people, or you might just not be as fired up on a Friday. So, I think that's probably good. What other stuff is in here? Yeah. And 2 weeks is a good little sprint type thing. And so far, I haven't found a lot of things that are taking me 2 weeks to do. So it's not like it's index. Okay. All right, we'll go next. When sprint is done, then create a new sprint. Always create the next one sprint if they aren't already created. Oh, these are different versions. When sprint ends, then mark sprint is done. So you need to pay money for those. I'm fine with it. Sprint 1. All right, so what do I want to do? Today's Monday. I'm going to throw some stuff in here. I don't know. 0 task added. What is, do I just go here and pick up the the backlog? Okay, so there we go. Can I select a list here? Let's go. Oh, it's not a list. So a sprint probably should stay in a particular thing, but for me, I'm working on game simulator logic. And it's one of these lists. Oh, you know what I need to do? User authentication. That needs to be in on this next item. I haven't even added items for this. I gotta go. I've got to go into my authentication and start adding stuff in here. We got to go add, we'll call it PBI, add Google Auth. Why am I adding function? Because it's just... Okay. Oh, I'm not trying to search. What the heck? I want to add. Oh, I already have stuff on here. Why? Oh, it's just not labeled well. I should probably break that up. Auth. Function PBI. I'll just say auth types. And then we'll add another list. We're going to call this one function PBI account login. Underneath this PBI. Now, a lot of times, I think in sprints, you often take PBIs. that's where things get a little trickier when you start taking PBIs, because PBIs can be big or changed. So sometimes you even have to change it down smaller. The tasks that go under PBIs do tend to call things out more. But that's auth types. Let's go. I want to change. I want to take this one, this one, this one, and then I want to move them all into this guy. All right. So I have AMG auth and create web account. Oh, that one actually is also going to go. Whoops. What did I do? What just happened? I don't know. All I did was select it and it disappeared on me. Oh, I'm supposed to ice my back again. I kind of tweaked my back this morning. It's not too bad. I iced it and took some ibuprofen right away, and it's not too bad, but all right. So these are the two I kind of want to get in right away, AMG Auth and Google Auth. Some people like Facebook Auth, and I'm probably going to try to get them all in there, but I have only got this at IDEA. IDEA just means it's not on the books yet. It's not in progress. But these need to happen pretty much ASAP, so I need to... I probably should get those onto my sprint for this next period. I'm a little concerned about creating a sprint. I don't know how it's going to work if I create one today. But I'm going to add them anyway. If some things, I'll just have to roll them over to the next sprint. Because I need them to be on there, and then I can just add more as I go. So I'm going to do the auth types. That's authentication. Other things that need to happen are going to be part of my game simulator logic. And that's stuff I'm working on now. I need to go with, what do I want to call it? Technical? We'll call these, I'm going to create a new one. And this one's going to be called Epic Game System Technical Debt. Not business, but the whole point of the game system technical debt list. Oh, dang it. I'm always doing that. That's supposed to be a folder. Okay. And then we will drop this in here. Just because, and then I'll change its name to, this is going to be a, come on, let me change your name. Function, PBI. We're going to go, create, GitHub, and CI, CD, test. And then we'll rename that one to, oh, what? Oh, what is going on, man? Arg. Epic Game System Tech Debt. And then we're going to go in here, and I'm going to go rename. There we go. Now I can go back in here and change this one, which is going to be function PPI. We're going to call this one GitHub CI CD. I don't know what the difference is. Continuous integration, continuous delivery. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, you're continuously integrating it, delivering it. I don't know what's the difference. What is the difference between CI and CD? All right, so CI is the practice of frequently integrating code changes into the shared repository. The main goals of CI are to detect integration issues early and improve code quality. Continuous delivery is a practice of ensuring that the code is always in a deployable state. The goal is to automate the release process so that teams can deploy the application in production at any time. Key aspects of continuous delivery include, I don't know, it seems like whenever new code is committed to the repository, an automated build process is triggered to compile the code and run automated tests. frequently commits developers frequent commits developers frequently commit their code changes, which helps to identify fixing. Automated tests. That's probably the thing. It's automated testing. And that's a thing. Oh god, that's a technical debt item I have not been giving enough time to. I just keep wanting to develop new parts and pieces, and none of it's got. I don't have any automated testing in place yet. That's not necessarily good, right? I mean, most people would look at you and go, "Dude, that is not the way to be doing things." And I'm like, "You are right, sir. It most definitely is not." But it's kind of like I'm always trying to get something new done, right? Oops. Additionally, I need to add another list here for this is going to be I don't know how best I can do this. Add oh, I know. Make prod environment available to prod public access. And then we have got another one. This is going to have a lot, and a lot of this has to get done pretty quick. Automated testing. Setup. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that out. I'm going to put that under CI/CD test. Prod. What else do we need? Make prod public access. We're going to go function. ABI. We're going to go. What else do I need here? Oh yeah, I got to get test Mongo or verify. And I'm going to go here and say rename. Verify Mongo Docker status. Some might look at this and go, well, user auth is technical debt. Well, it is, but these are like single tasks that aren't. User auth is the game. Technical debt, none of this is the game. This is all just getting things available from the game. So there's multiple bits and pieces of these. So if I add some of these, I'll have to define what they are almost. So I have to be careful about what I add here. Estimated effort on some of these items could be significant because I don't know how to do it. So I may have to just like add one at a time and then just take in as many as I can and check them off. But these are highest priority. I don't even know how can I sort these somehow? Let's see. I want to. Is it possible to move items? So game technical debt is going to have to be pretty high on here. And then we have auth, which has to be pretty high on here as well. Game simulator logic is always pretty high. Let's actually move my sprint project all the way to the top, because that's going to be the first thing we're working on all the time. So yeah, these are all like just idea. That's proposed. I just have it marked as proposed. I should probably mark this one as, well, it's not even proposed. This is going to happen. I just got to, I don't know what that's going to be. Practice squad, that's a proposed. It's a feature that I might have later on. It's just going to be pretty low down the line. Some things are in scope. Some things are just in what I call idea mode. This is an idea mode. Doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means it's not as likely. Most of these items will be, if they're not already, in scoping mode. So all that means is that we are doing it, and it's just we're in that process of me. I'm in that process of ironing out what that involves, and more that'll get more and more detailed. So all right, let's open up my simulator. I want to get my, or not simulator, but the code here. I got to make sure that everything kind of builds. So my last issue was, as of yesterday, was that my Mongo database didn't exist. So we got to try to make sure my Mongo database exists. So we're going to go connect to Mongo. Open a new command prompt window. Run the following command to connect to MongoDB. Let's go. Let's see if Mongo works here. Mongo version. It didn't work. So I have Mongo on my system. So there's something off here. It's follow the install wizard steps. Choose complete setup type. Ensure the install MongoDB as a service is checked. Select the appropriate version for your operating system. Click the download. Run the download installer. Follow the installation wizard steps. Choose complete setups. If you don't already have a cluster, can I theme, privacy, proxy, OIDC, change behavior, OIDC, authentication, browser command. Import save conditions. Open a new command prompt window. All right. Well, you know what? I may have installed that wrong. Oops. Let's go here. Go to my downloads. Close that. Go next. This requires 0 KB. Run service. I do have a service on here, so I don't know why. I don't know why that didn't. It doesn't work. Maybe it's because I didn't have the server. So let's try this server. Could be missing the service or server service. Open a new command prompt window. Run the following command to verify your MongoDB is installed and added to your system's path. All right, maybe you would think I could do it here, but I will try to do it at command prompt. Command. All right, so something's not working. I installed the MongoDB, but Mongo is still showing as command not found. Seems MongoDB is not properly installed. Command is not in your system's path. Here are the steps to ensure MongoDB is correctly installed and added to your path on the Windows machine. Ensure MongoDB is installed in the default directory. If you install it in a different directory, adjust the path accordingly. Oh, where did I put it? I probably did put it somewhere else. Maybe. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I did put it right where it says. I don't know where I installed it. Let's go see where I installed this thing. So we got, it's quite possible I did not. I was thinking I would have either put it here or I put it here, which I probably shouldn't have. Well, it is here. 1.5. That was yesterday, yeah. I don't know why I have this open. Okay, so these are all the files. Server tools, 1.5. Okay, well, they're all here. It's on the C drive. Edit the path variable. System variables. System variables. And then we gotta go. Check the installation directory. If you installed it in a directory, add MongoDB to system path. Add the MongoDB bin directory to your system's path. Okay, so we got server, bin. All right, well, there's that. Let me just check. I'm going to close this one more time, see if maybe that last install of mine cared. Maybe I needed to get, that wasn't fully installed yet. I don't know. Oh, come on. That's not what I wanted. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe it was just because it wasn't, it hadn't updated whatever that did. Stop it! I don't want more. I want to get the one I had. Jeez. I had so much stuff on my VS Code that it just takes a long time to load anymore. Mongo. Nope, still not finding it. Oh, it's Mongo. No, it's Mongo. It is Mongo version. Why is that Mongo D? All right, so I didn't like it. Of course. Checking to ensure the MongoDB is installed in the directory. Well, if you install it in a different directory, adjust the path. Add MongoDB to system path. Add the MongoDB bin directory. Right-click, open environment variables. Right-click on this PC or my computer. Select properties. Click in advanced system properties. Click the environment variables button. I think that's where I'm sitting. Edit the path variable. I got all this stuff that doesn't. I'm missing stuff like crazy in here. Click on the environment variable. Edit the path variables in the system variables section. Find the path variable. Click edit. Click on a new. Click on new and add the path to the MongoDB. What did I do? What doesn't it like? It looks, oh, doesn't like this nonsense. I think it's 8.0. Yep. Right. Save and apply. Okay. Well, there's not really a save. There's an okay. Open a new command prompt. Mongo version. Mongo. Ah, still doesn't work. Why not? Nope. All right, well, let's go back here, see if I've got the right path. Try it again. Alright, something is amiss. Still. Or start MongoDB. Ensure that the MongoDB service is running. You can start it from the services application or manually. All right, let's try services. Maybe it's not running. Mongo. Nope, says it's running. After finding steps, you should be able to run the Mongo version. That's what you'd like to think. Replace path from services application. Open the services application, search for services and start menu. Find the MongoDB service. Right click on it and click start. It's already running. Manually from the command prompt. Replace with the path of directory where you want MongoDB to store its data. All right, well, let's try somebody else. Give ChatGPT a shot at this. Installed MongoDB and verified that it is in my path setting, but still keyword Mongo is not recognized when I attempt to check version. I say that, check your path. I did, I checked the path. If you're trying to check the MongoDB server version, use D. MongoD. Oh, that worked. MongoDB dash MongoD works. MongoDB now uses Mongo SH instead of the legacy Mongo if you are running Mongo and it's unrecognized. Install the MongoDB shell. Oh, let's try this. Mongo SH. No. Let's try copy code. Brew is not recognized by a bash. Install Homebrew. There's like so many different, and there's even installers that are all different. It's like there's always something, you know. Homebrew is only supported on Mac. I am on Windows. Brew is not a thing. All right, so checking MongoDB It's not installed down. Check path, I already did that. Under system variables, I already did that. Add the path, and we have the MongoDB shell. Mongo version work fine, but Mongo sh was not recognized. We gotta download a Mongo shell. Okay, so I gotta go to this thing. It's always I install something. I've installed things, and what the sad thing is I have to do this all again when I get my computer back. I gotta install everything again. Man, they're killing me with that. I did take an image, and I'm hoping I can restore that image. If I can restore it, that'll save me a whole bunch of time. But I don't know what's going to still be missing when I get through to these things. Although I did have Mongo running and a number of other things. So I can only hope that that's going to be adequate. So I've been trying to do most of my stuff on the computer, but I'm starting to find that there's some things that I want to draw. Not pictures, but like graphs and flows and things like that are just easier to do by hand. I mean, yeah, they look sloppy, but they're easier to do by hand. All right, how do I install this? This is not an XE. All right, do I have to? Okay, what do I do with it? It's like, okay, I got that, but select your operating system and download the appropriate installer. Install MongoSage. If you downloaded an installer, run the installer and follow the instructions. If you downloaded a zip, extract the contents of the zip file. Move the extracted folder to a permanent location. Alrighty, so we'll take, no wait, we need to take this and go put it, guess I'll put it under program files, because can I put it into Mongo? Because it seems like it would make more sense, right? Mongo. I wonder if I need... Oh, I wonder if I should just take all this stuff out. And go here instead. Just feel like that's more... what I'd expect to see there. There we go. All right. What else we got here? So now I have to add this. Program files. Mongo shell. To my path. Again, another path edit. I don't remember doing any of this before, by the way. This is not... this is... So I don't know why I have to do it here and I didn't have to do it there. It's just kind of annoying. Okay, so new terminal in Bash, just so I can close this up. I'll go try it again. Oh, didn't work. Boo! Let's see. Add the following container. Add the following containing to your path. But there isn't an XE. It's a license, a README, a third-party notice. What is this thing? Okay, let's put it down. Is that what it extracted? One little tiny thing? I don't even know what that is. Mongosh.1. It was one zipped file that was 26 kilobytes. Okay, that didn't do anything. I don't know what that is. That's great, but I don't know how to get this to install. Download, run the installer, ensure the option to add Mongosh to your path is selected. So let's go here and see if there's an installer, because apparently whatever I did didn't work, and that was just a file. So, platform version, download, more options. Doesn't really, I mean, doesn't give you an option for an installer. Just downloads a zip. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It doesn't actually have an installer. I think I already have that installed. I think that's what my thing here is. Yeah, I already have that. That's not going to help me any. So whatever I'm doing here is not working. Hey, yes. Oh, you're one of those. Run the installer and follow the instructions. Ensure the option to add Mongosh to your path selected during installation. Okay, that was weird. But there's no XE here. There's not an XE. There's not a... Oh, there's the bin. So do I need to actually say bin file? Huh. I wonder if I need to change this to bin. We will open this again. I don't know what the heck Gradle is. It's a Java thing that keeps coming up. Download Java. And you have to get it from Red Hat. And Red Hat wants you to give them all kinds of information to get it. And it's like, I don't want to do that. It's like, give us your name, your number, your date of birth, your credit card number. I don't know. Finally. All right. Let's see. That's one. That's 2. Oh, no. Victory! We got all 3 services running. Woohoo! We're zipping right along. Now we got a game plan, gateway, the gateway running the game plan, running the play, or calling the playbook, able to. So everything is fully compiling and building and doing what they're supposed to. Now I just need to run my Docker, see if I can get my Docker to build, which I got to remember what the command was because I have not yet mastered that one. I don't do it enough. So what we're going to do, I'm going to open my OneNote, and I am going to go find, that does, let's see, I should probably do a progress report based on where I'm at. I'll have to do that as a separate stream though. Or maybe I'll just do a video upload of that, you know, to kind of keep things kosher. Let's see. I am going to, what was I going to do? I'm trying to get my Docker up and running here. And I need to go find my build command. So I'm going to go down here. And then we'll go here. And I think I want to do -D has disconnected. So, you know, I'm not... Now this is a new thing I tried to implement yesterday, so we're going to find out if this works. I basically changed it, I think I changed it to use different ports so that I can manipulate, so the ports that the Docker is using will be different from the ports I'm using when I'm running it locally. Now this very well could just explode on me like that. See, it exploded right out the gate. What was the problem? All kinds of problem. Docker compose. Oh wait, is it supposed to be a space on the -F? I don't think there's supposed to be a space there. Define run. I don't know why there's space here. Well, we are on Git, we are on Football Simulator, we are on Docker compose -F compose. Oh, dang it! It's dot test. I don't know why. I gotta change. I got some changes on my. Gotta fix my stuff here. Still didn't like it. Okay, well now what? Docker compose dot test. Oh, is it really complaining that I don't have that .yaml on there too? .yaml. Okay, what is the problem? Docker-compose.test.yaml. I am on, that's right where it is, right? So, go here, put a J, get repos, football simulator, docker-compose.test.yaml, docker-compose.test.yaml. Oh, never mind. All right, so this could be my problem. Okay, so we got line 54, game plan already defined at line 37. All right, what did I do? All right, why do I have it in here twice? Don't know. Just making sure. Oh, that's supposed to be playbook. Playbook. Okay. Ugh, gotta go to base. Gotta go to base, man. All right, where we were. Docker compose base. All right, I'm missing my game plan. Extension here. A lot of redundancy. Now I gotta go. I guess you have to map twice. Do you have to map both in the base? I'm curious. My Docker files and my the base files. I don't even know why. Do I need Docker base files have all right, so my Docker environment files and my Docker base files have port mapping set up. Is that necessary to exist in both? Just seems redundant, right? It's not strictly necessary to have port mappings defined in both your base and environment Docker files. However, it can be useful for clarity and to ensure that the correct ports are exposed in different environments. Here's a breakdown of how you can structure Docker compose files. This should contain the common configuration of all sources without the port mappings. This keeps the base configuration clean and reusable. See, that's what I want. I don't need these port mappings. Seems kind of silly to have port mappings when my individual Docker files are doing it. And that just means it just makes it more prone to error when you have to do it in two places. And if you got it, you only have to do it once. There's no reason to have it. 2001. There we go. Let's see. We don't need unnecessary error references. It's going to do anything. Hey, we're doing building. Now, I don't know if it's going to build correctly, but I know everything works. So, hopefully it will work. This will build it all up and get me going. Now, I don't have any functionality currently set up for the playbook. I do plan to have playbook functionality, but I want to get my services kind of up and running. This way I can start feeding data to have them start interacting with each other. And the only way to do that is through having those objects existing. If I can get their services up and running, then it becomes more a matter of just being able to edit them, reference them, and they just take with them whatever works, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's never as straightforward as all that, but it's more so to know that you have all of the parts working. So I've got a lot of parts that I need to start implementing, and I will have a lot of functionality is going to exist on my React website simply because it's going to be kind of generic, but it will allow me to have a UI that provides most of what I'm going to be doing in the apps, Android first. But yeah, so now I'm going to have a public viewable access point, but not everybody's going to have access, obviously, because I got to limit the number of people who are going to be able to be testers on my system. So I haven't decided what exactly that's going to be, and I guess it depends on demand, which at first will probably be like none. Nobody's going to give a flying French fry. But in time, I would expect that more and more people are going to be like, ooh, let's see about getting some access to this puppy. Check it out. We're completely up and running, man. No errors, no real problems at all. Sweet. Gotta like that. Okay. I haven't decided fully what my next, what I want my environments to look like. Test is right now what I'm using is I'm deploying it to test. Now I can go play with whatever's in test. Now I don't know for sure. I got to figure out how to get my system initialized. I need to have like I think the first thing I need to do is have an initial game plan. I need to initialize it. How might I create a starter game plan so that my UI does not choke on the lack of DB container. When the system first builds what I do like about some of these AIs is they're pretty smart in the sense that Yeah, they're not going to get thrown off by the fact I don't know what environment spelled incorrectly means. So, um, um, let's see. Oh, it's using Docker. Update your Docker test file to run the initialization script after Mongo container starts. You can use a custom entry point for the MongoDB container to achieve this. Create a script that inserts a starter game plan in MongoDB service. init-gameplan.js. Build and start the container. You know, I didn't complain at all about my adding my MongoDB instance to my Docker. That was pretty good. Didn't complain. I don't know yet that it works because I haven't tried anything yet. I don't know that I want to have a separate. I mean, I don't mind having a separate file, I guess, but how is it running it here? Oh, it does game plan. Volumes, database, init. I guess that works. .init gameplan.js Docker entry point. initdb.d init gameplan.js. Yeah, that's not going to work. I needed to, what I do need to do, init this container if it does not exist within the game microservice when it is started. Alright, ensure that the MongoDB service is defined in your Docker Compose. Yes. MongoDB service is defined in your Docker Compose base YAML. Ensure that the game plan service depends on the DB service, your Docker component test. Is this oh gosh. Ensure that the game plan service depends on, I think it does, game plan service test depends on, yes. If your game plan service is in your game plan service, ensure the MongoDB connection is properly initialized. Here's an example of how you can update your main.go file to ensure that MongoDB connection is properly initialized. All right, game plan, main. I am on the game plan main.go. That's coach. Let's close that one. Playbook, nope. Environment, nope. Game plan, no. Oh, main.go. Gateway, no, that's not it either. I guess I don't. It's not actually open, even though it was selected. That was weird. Okay, now I gotta go look at what it did. Same. Try to figure out what it's doing different. I hate it when it won't tell me what it did different. Add RPC handler. Listen, fatal F, close, make. Make, print, sigchan, phone consumer sigchan, print line, graceful stop, close, print F, cancel, done. Print F, gRPC header, blah, func, gRPC server, nil, blah, blah, blah. Wait for shutdown. Good grief, didn't change anything. Why is it even showing me this? It didn't even, nothing, the entire file is exactly the same. It didn't change anything. Arg. Why do you do that to me? Alright, let's see what the next thing is here. I don't see anything that's different here. My test file, which is right here, shows my DB. Docker compose base, and then there's my base. There's more here. I mean, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. So services, front end, build, context, environment, game plan, build, context, environment, playbook, build, context, environment, gateway, build, context, Docker file. Oh. That has an environment 88. Oh, I don't have database on my base. But I'm not putting ports in here. Is I doing both of these in my base file? And I'm taking ports out because that's defined by my environment. And then we got environment, root, example, Mongo, data. Okay, so that's gonna be close. Okay. Alright, you can initialize the DB container if it does not exist within a game plan microservice. When it's started, you can achieve this by using compose to define the dependencies and show them. Here's how you. And then we have the game plan. Ensure that your game plan service depends. Okay. I feel like it's missing something. Okay. Okay, but all files seem to match, but I don't see the one that create initial container file. Part of my types.go. typed this wrong. It's not types.go, it's store.go. I'm pretty sure I have to have a store.go that's going to do it. Something that says when it's called or initialized or something. It's showing me all these files. What's it doing? Alright, so to ensure that MongoDB, ensure that the database is correctly initialized, here's how you can ensure that MongoDB containers initialize the necessary collections and indexes are created in your store.go. In your store.go file, ensure that the MongoDB connection is properly initialized and the necessary collections and indexes are created. So maybe I don't have to. I mean, it's creating it, but it's not putting a dummy record in. Let's see what my store.go looks like compared to this thing. So we got this. Oh, they added playbooks, plays, counters, what? Oh, wait, I'm in game plan. Wait, what did I say? What's it working on? That's coach. You are looking at the wrong store.go. I am trying to initialize the game plan microservice. Okay, so that's more what I'm looking for. All right, let's see what it says. Blah blah blah. Store, fail, nim, error, return, clean database, store, client, DB, game plan. We got ping, MongoDB, game, PFFM, game plan, fail to create indexes, create one, user ID, set union, we're good. We got get game plan, user ID, la 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 la. Game plan, user ID not found, game situation, I don't see any changes. Create game plan, nothing different in any of this. Gotta love it when it tells you to make changes that aren't actually changes. Nope, same, blah, 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 same, results. Same. All the way down to all same. Okay, so now we got main.go. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be the same thing too, isn't it? Here's an example of how you could update your Docker compose page. Okay, so this really doesn't do anything. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to try and build this again. Make sure everything is saved. Yeah. All right, let's just try and build this up again and see what happens. I wonder if I did start it, but I wonder if I need to, what is the, is this actually... No, it does build if it needs to be built. I don't know. I guess all I did is change the Docker files. All right, let's see. Let's go here and open my PFFM football simulator. I'll go here. Nope. Some properties are undefined, which I know is because there's no data in the database. Does game simulation run? Guessing that runs, because that doesn't, there's no database connection on that one yet. Yeah, so the simulation is still running. That's not yet connected to a database, but I've got to get things working so they are connecting to the database. So how do I trap? I mean, even like right now, if I don't run anything, let's just run this, because I know if I run it locally, it's going to do the same thing, because I haven't done anything to make this work locally. So we'll get rid of this, close up some stuff. What time is it? 1:17. I got a meeting in 45 minutes. No, actually, it's probably an hour. It's at 2 or 2:30. What does my planning say? Oh, that's not it. My Teams calendar. Okay. Is it this Teams calendar? All right, I don't know where my team calendar went. Oh, that's the wrong Teams. Where did it go? Oh. Dude, we're looking at the wrong week. There it is. It is at 2 o'clock, okay. Probably helps to look at the right week. I am trying to figure out where that window is. What is this window? Let's go here. We're going to go. Nope. No. What is that? Oh, do I not actually have it open? Maybe that's why I can't find it. Thought I had it open, but apparently I do not. Wait, that is it. What is this? Oh, there it is. Oh. Where is it? There is a missing window here. Ah, there we go. I found it. All right. So this is where I'm at right now. As you can see, it doesn't like my current state of affairs. If I go here, oops, no, wrong one. If I go to my app, so let's go ahead and run this. This won't run. I need to run this guy. What I should probably do is make sure that's at least demoing what I'm doing so far. I do like it. I do like this Docker thing though, because I do like Docker in that it's giving me a way to run this while I'm working on other things. So who does Denver play first? Buffalo this week? That's going to be fun. Huh. I don't have it deployed with Buffalo as my team of choice. This will resync itself in a minute. I don't know why it's kind of has a problem with starting up. But so I'm going to have a lot of the functionality that you're going to see on the phone on this website. Not all of it, because some of it's going to be more too advanced for this stuff. But there's some basic stuff you're going to be able to see while it runs on the website. And also I have some cool options or features that I want to do for chat integrations for my streaming. So I have yet to implement any of that, but it's getting there. I don't know. What I might do is see, you can see how I have my football. It bounces around. I want it to move around. I got to figure out how to smooth that out so it's not jumping from spot to spot. I'd like it to just kind of slide. I don't know if that, I would imagine it's possible to do it a little cooler. Obviously there's edits and things you can have going that run, but, oh gosh, what happened? Oh, that was a punt that got returned almost all the way to the, oh, well, that's all right. Denver's the one with the ball. Now, we did not beat Cincinnati, sadly, but hey, we beat Kansas City thanks to them benching everybody. I was like, yeah! So Denver gets to go to the playoffs. All right, which, Cincinnati was perturbed about. They did everything they had to, but except win enough games. They beat Denver. I mean, really, if Denver had beaten them, that would have kicked them out. They wouldn't even been in it. But Denver failed, and which gave Cincinnati the tiebreaker should they end up with the same record. So all Denver had to do was lose. They would have lost the tiebreaker, but they didn't lose because Kansas City put everybody on the bench to rest them, which of course, Cincinnati's like, what are you doing, man? We need you to win. But like they say, they don't owe anything to Cincinnati. What do they care about Cincinnati's problems? Yeah, well, maybe you should have won more games earlier on. Don't put it on us to get you to the playoffs. So Denver's still going to have their work cut out for them. They got to beat Buffalo, which is not going to be an easy game. They got to beat Kansas City, which is not going to be an easy game. Because if Denver wins, Denver's road to the Super Bowl is Buffalo, Kansas City, and then some other team, which I don't really care at this point. Because they got to beat the two best records in the conference just to get to that third game. And that third game will be either the third best record in the conference or somebody lower than that. And I don't know. I mean, if they get that far, it's not unrealistic to go to the Super Bowl because they will have beaten two of the best teams in the league. Now, what could they do in the Super Bowl? I know, I'm just dreaming at the moment. We haven't even gotten past the first game this weekend, but if I'm going to dream, let's dream big. Who do they play? Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota. Somebody who's going to be really tough. So they got to be playing some pretty. Denver has won the Super Bowl, by the way, going in as a wild card. But that year they went in as a wild card at 13-3, and they were all but dominating, except the Kansas City, I think it was that year, beat Denver in the division 14 with a 14-2 record, and Denver beat Kansas City that year. Kansas City's 14-2 this year. Well, 16-2 because we have more games now. But I think Denver ended up getting 11 wins this year. Alexa, what was Denver's final record this year?
I don't have an answer for that.
Alexa, what is the Denver Broncos record this year?
Yeah. The Denver Broncos record this year is 10-7. The Broncos finished third in the AFC West. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
Hey, they finished third. Made the playoffs at third. Yes.
Ken, there's one new notification. From Alexa Podcasts. New episode of Dice Tower now on Amazon Music. Dice Tower now 870, January 2nd, 2024. Would you like to play it?
No. One thing I've noticed about a lot of these sim games that I've been watching is things are very choppy. It's a lot of dum, ding, dum. Even when they have players and squares and circles on the board, it's choppy, right? The guys kind of just, the squares just kind of flutter to the different locations. And I'm like, what is wrong with this picture? So, I'm trying to figure out, I'm hoping we can get a better simulation going than that, but it's going to be tough. I don't know what the exact criteria is of that. And I say we because I might have some help, but team games are interesting. You're trying to give all the players certain expectations of how they're performing on the field. And I don't know exactly anything about how interactions work in Unity. I mean, I know there's physics stuff that when they hit, they do this, that, and the other thing, but I don't know, are you controlling that with info? I mean, do you say like players hit and one player holds the block and this other player hits and this player doesn't hold the block and stuff happens, you know? I mean, or is it all happening on the UI side? Are we basically simulating the play in behind and then passing up what happened to the front? So every test and every action that has to happen has to be passed up. So at every step and every check, we have to pass that information into the UI, and the UI's got to process it, right? So it's like snap. All right, well, this thing happened and that thing happened on the snap. And then the player drops back X distance, and the offensive linemen block, and the receivers go out, and you're doing this little thing where they're just adjusting at that distance. And I'm just curious, what are you passing up to the UI? Do you create a log and pass that log up to the UI? Or do you pass each step along the way up to the UI? Because that feels like a lot of it seems like a lot of network traffic going back and forth. So that just seems to me choppy and delayy. And then it'd be better almost to process the whole thing, pass it up to the UI, and the UI runs through and processes the log of steps and information. I feel like that's better. I'm not because you're just going to get everything. So you're going to run the entire play before it visible, but you don't know that. It all happens so quick, right? In this way, if you're running with multiple people, they get the info, it processes the play, ships it back up, and then it runs for them. Maybe the UI takes care of things like while the play is getting processed, it's doing the moving the players to the line or doing little graphical things that you would not need data for. You're just going to have players running on and off the field or whatever. Play selections happen first, and then your guys are running. I would think it'd be kind of cool to have, while you're doing your play selection, you have all the guys running back to the huddle in the background. I don't know. It's just the thought. And then as soon as you pick your play, they break up and they move to the line according to the play you selected. And that information maybe gets read from the play. The play just tells you this is the information that comes with that play. So you pass the play clicks, the click goes back to the server. The server says, this is what you need to do for a formation. And these are the positions of all the players. And if you don't have certain players, then maybe you have to do an animation that has players running off the field. I don't know. But I think sorry about that. I'm yawning my way through the conversation here. What is this doing? Still didn't load anything. All right, so that's still not what I was hoping for. Well, I guess that is what I'm hoping for. I mean, I knew that was going to be the case. So, all right. What I need to do then is go into my UI. And we got to go over to my game plan. And game plan. Is it page? Might be just page. I don't know why I have a game plan and a game plans. I don't think game plans does anything. I think that's empty. Game plan. Yeah, game plan doesn't do anything. And game plan ST doesn't do anything. I have game plan that calls on my component, which is just the game plan. The page calls game plan, and it only calls the same thing. I need to get rid of that thing. Okay, so page is calling game plan 1, 2, 3 times, and it's just game plan. Game plan ST is not a thing. I think the only reason I kept game plan ST is because it might be a thing, because it's slightly different. That's the special teams one, and I may have to build a special teams component instead of having game plans for specific builds there. Now, this is another one of those scenarios where oh boy, try to, you know what, maybe I just need to handle the blank. But why? Because when it came through with one record, the other ones are fine. So why is game plan misbehaving? So we come in here and we have some fields missing, which is fine. I think it's got to be that my table is not defined. Some properties are undefined. Do I have a, is that like a, some properties are undefined. Nope. Some properties are undefined. So that's an error, but it's not. That's, I don't know why that error is. I'm gonna go error. Huh? Oh, it is. It does exist exactly like it says. Okay, so we have here game situations response constant return. Where are we? We're in the gameplan.js. All right, let's break here. So if either one of user or game situations is blank, so user's fine. But game situations is not. Yeah, game situations does not even exist in here. Okay, so what do I do? I need to have that have something. At least be empty. It's just coming back as undefined. When my UI fetches game plan, when my UI fetches game plan, game situations are coming are coming in as undefined. I need this to be initialized. Please review my code and tell me how this can happen when Docker environment. Well, how this can happen when game plan starts if it has no data. All right. So my son was feeling a little under the weather, and I had to go make him some Gatorade. So take care of that. Okay. So where was I? What did it say? Okay, so we're going to go to my game plan store, get game plan by user ID. All right, so what did we do here? All right, so our game plan, error as planned. If error, nil, Mongo, return nil or return error as normal. Okay, so we got this situation here. Ensure game plan situation is initialized. All right, so we'll try this little guy. And we'll save that. And that means I got to go over to my game plan and stop it. And then we'll go, let's see, go run dot, nope, go build dot. And I got something in my eye. So once I have all of my, well, it won't be all of them because I'll probably forget some, but once I have most of the services that are crucial to the game existing, I'll just be starting to implement functions and methods and things to actually pull and retrieve that data so that I can start having, so that the UIs can be worked on. And we'll just start creating, I'll probably have to start creating things like, I don't know, dummy signatures, just so that code can run, even though they're going to come back with nothing. At least you can start pulling data and having it ready for what we're going to have. So that's the goal there. Let's see what this does. And now we're going to go back over to my guy here, and we will go and let that run because there's nothing in it. I'll refresh this. That didn't work. It still comes back as empty. Oh God, why stop it? What? Sometimes I think my eyelashes just kind of fold in and start stabbing my eye. So they don't get off. I got to pull eyelashes away from my eyes. So okay, I think it's okay at the moment. Let's see where we're at. What did this do? Okay, so there's nothing in there. Still, it's not coming back with anything. It's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Why is that not working? So we're going to go with 10. I'm pretty sure that's going to be undefined. Yeah, okay. So let's take it back to, I didn't realize I don't have a way to get back to the home page. I have game, I only have a home. That's interesting. Okay, so why would that not return any data? Did I miss a piece? Maybe I missed a piece. Ensure that your main.go file initializes the store and sets up the gRPC server correctly. Of course it does. Why do you... You better not be telling me to fix something that is not a problem. It better be something different. Please point out the change was made in the main.go file from I just hate it when I have a line that's, I have a thing that's 50 lines long and it says, make sure this. And then you go, oh, well, there's not actually any changes. Added the initialization of the MongoDB store with the new store function. Graceful shutdown. Added a graceful, it already had the graceful shutdown mechanism. It did not add that. It's already gracefully shutting down. What are you talking about? Summary of changes. Okay, so create the MongoDB store. All right, main.go. Where is the create them? What does it say? New store. All right. I don't see new store in this code anywhere. New service, new server, new store. Okay. So it's right under main. No, it did not create that. It's already there. Create error, new store, Mongo URI, if error, nil, log fatal F, failed to create store. Graceful shutdown. How much you want to bet that's exactly the same too? Graceful shutdown. Func. Print graceful shutdown. Print graceful canceled. Then we got func. I think that's pretty stupid. It's taking credit for what code already exists. It's not. That's not a thing. I think it's almost like it's like, oh, well, I can't say I didn't do anything. So much. All right, so what are we looking at? Game plan, user ID. I wish it would tell you just change these lines. These lines are going to alter. Here's the problem. A lot of times these UIs will say, they'll either give you, here's a chunk of stuff with your stuff in these spots. It doesn't say if it's changing anything. It doesn't say if it's new. It doesn't say anything to give you a clue as to whether or not you're altering something and then just keeping the rest, or if you're adding something and keeping the rest. The other option is it gives you the entire thing, which in often cases it doesn't have any changes. They'll say, make sure that this exists. And you compare the two and they're exactly the same. So you're saying I have to go line by line to see if you changed anything. Just point out, look, these lines should be these lines. That's it. Just tell me that. If there's something different, correct it. Come on, you AI. Help me here. Don't make some of these stored procedures get long, even when I want to try to pull data out. So, break them up into separate files to make them less big. Still, they get kind of big sometimes. And when you just say, make sure this, and it's not different, I waste a bunch of time line by lining trying to see if you changed anything. And I'm certainly not going to just copy the code that code the AI has, because that sometimes will just be just as dangerous as anything is to break my code. I don't know. I know. Sounds like I'm whining, but AI does a lot for you, but it can also be a drag. It can also be very. It's like here. It's giving me this store, but it's not telling me what's different. So I'm just basically having to go down every single line of code, trying to see if they actually changed anything. It says, yeah, let's make sure that this, but it doesn't look. I mean, this thing is supposed to have access to my code, right? I say at workspace, it's supposed to go, hey, yeah, let me compare. Let me see what your code's doing wrong. Get game plan by user ID. So we got that. Find one. User ID. Hey, Crimson Flames. Oh, do I have my games tag set up wrong? Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. I did not know I had my game tag set up wrong. I try to keep caught up on all that, but sometimes I do not. And that is my bad. This is actually, that would be me trying to fix my stuff. But I appreciate your letting me know at least. So now I can fix it. I'm just designing a football game here, and that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I have to fix that. But thanks for checking in, telling me what's wrong. I did play Legends of Runeterra a lot this weekend, and so but I do that on my other channel. This is a different channel, and I try to separate the two so that people don't have to be tortured by. But my other channel, I do my games and stuff, which is Active Mind Gamer. So yes, this will be on Android eventually. This is going to be it's going to be the two things that it's going to be mostly on to start are a website, which is going to be a kind of a toned down graphically version, and then there'll be one on Android. And this is going to be a football like GM/simulator. So it's not going to be a full-on like Madden type thing. It's not designed or expecting to be controllable players, but rather team management, team building. You get to control all the little minutia behind simulating a game. I think I was looking at a couple of games. Like I probably looked at 20 different simulation games, and over the last few days, I was kind of play testing those. So one of them is like Big Play Football. Is going to be a similar looking simulation. It's going to have I'm hoping to have actual players on the field running the plays, but you'll be able to set up your game plan and your game situations, what plays get ran, when they get ran, who are your coaches, what do they affect in the game. I'm a ways away. I'm pretty early in the process. I'm only 3 months in. I only have the prototype of the sim running right now, which is the one you see on my page here. That's just, I have it. Oops, what happened there? Something went bonkers. Anyway, so I keep adding new stuff to my text of updates. I expect there will be a very beginner state of availability to some of my backers and stuff in probably 3 to 6 months. And then in time, that will of course be more and more functionality that I'll keep adding to the game. So I don't think this is going to be fully available. I mean, like a released version, it's going to be a while. 12 to 18 months minimum. And it could be as much as 2 years. So yeah, I'm only 2 months into the development. I've designed a lot of the functionality. That's kind of what I've done here. I've set up a lot of my back end stuff. I'm going to be using the Unity engine to develop the front end on Android. There's going to be a lot of stuff in it that a lot of these other GM applications do not have. A lot of UI stuff. It's going to be a free to play, but it's not going to be a pay to play, as you would say. I'm very focused on making sure that you can completely play this game without getting caught behind a paywall. So there will just be UI, cosmetic type things that you can collect and develop and build on as a result of playing, and those will be the purchase items as well. You'll be able to get some of that stuff. But there won't be anything that affects gameplay that you purchase. So everybody can play. That's my goal. I want to make sure that that's totally 100% not the case. So anyway, I have a meeting I have to do actually at 2 o'clock. So I am going to take a break till next time. Take it easy.